Hi, I'm Jay. I'm gonna do the vlog. Welcome to the video. I'm Jay and I'm writing a book, aren't we all? My book is nicknamed The Shark Book on the internet, and it's a literary fiction book. It is about childhood friendship and it takes place in the Florida Keys. It's pretty sad, but it's pretty good. And if you've been following my videos, you probably haven't really been able to follow my progress very well because I just jump around every second. Like every video I'm working on a completely different part of the book, and this is no exception. So what happened? So in my last video, I finally cracked how I wanted to open the book. I was really just feeling a lot of pressure because I want to query the book, and I was like, I'm not gonna represent myself accurately in these opening pages and then agents are gonna give up on me immediately, which is a very valid fear, I would say. But I finally just hammered away at it and I got something I'm so happy with, and I think it's such an accurate representation of the book, and I was so excited about it that I sent it to all the writing girls, even though I kind of said I wasn't going to send them any of the writing because I was like, oh, it's my baby, I need it to just be mine. But I was like, I want some compliments. So I sent it to them and I was like, don't give me any critiques. And they said it was good. Lo and behold, you know? And then I went and I was kind of drafting chronologically for a little bit, which is not my forte at all. And I quickly, I don't want to say I got stuck. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about in my intro, is just like, I'm trying not to feel guilty for jumping around because I think it's been so beneficial for me because every writing session I'm so excited about, but partially I was like, okay, well, writing is supposed to be hard and you can't just skip to a new scene every time it gets hard. But then I was thinking more about it, and it's not that I skip a scene when it gets hard, but I skip the scene when I think something is wrong that I can't see, and rather than stare at it forever and like just waste hours and hours trying to figure it out, I'm like, let me just step away. And then subconsciously, like hours and hours will go by, I will solve it. And then the next time I look at it, I will have the solution. But then in the meantime, I can be writing and making more progress instead of just wasting all that time. So yeah, and that's been working really well for me. Every time I take a step back and then come back, it's so clear to me. I'm like, oh, the problem wasn't that this metaphor wasn't pretty enough. The problem was this scene shouldn't exist, or like something like that, where it's like I needed distance from it. So I feel like there's something going on in the beginning because I'm trying to salvage a lot from a previous version of the beginning, and I think a lot of it should stay, but I also think I'm being too precious about it, and I decided I'm going to skip ahead to one of my favorite scenes in the whole book, which is the midpoint. Some context if you're new here, I had a whole different version of this book at one point, and that book had so many different scenes that I loved, and like I loved that version of the book. In the end, like that version couldn't exist because it just made no sense, and it was like a walking plot hole. Like it didn't feel based in reality, which is what I wanted. And so anyways, I knew that, but I was hesitant to let go of the old version of the story. And then one of the things that encouraged me to let go was this midpoint, because I thought of it and I was like, I could think about this for hours, and I do. Yeah. I love it so much. I can't tell you what happens in it. Well, I could, but I would never. But just know most of the book is like summery. There's a lot of fruit. It's like they dive with sharks. And this scene it takes place during Christmas, and it's a sad scene. And there is nothing better than sad Christmas because it's like, we should be happy. Okay, I'll put a picture on the screen of kind of the vibe. This scene is nothing to do with the book. Like this would never happen. But just that feeling of like, I wish I had a river. So yeah, I already have a version of this scene drafted, but there are a couple little like brackets in there where I'm like, have him say something cool or something. So yeah, welcome to the vlog. Welcome to Sad Christmas. And I hope you have a good day. That's not what I meant to say. I meant to say I hope you enjoy the vlog. Okay, bye. Guess who's an hour late to go see her friend because the scene wasn't working and she couldn't be at peace in the real world until the scene was working. yeah, I texted my friend. I was like, I'm a mess. My life is a mess. I will be late. And she said that was fine. But okay, yeah. I talked in my clip yesterday about how much I love the midpoint, and I feel like I was messing it up, and I was just like so discontent, and I was like, what's wrong? This scene is so magical. What am I doing to it? And I realized when I wrote the scene, it was before I wrote a lot of the rest of the book, and it was kind of this isolated writing experience, and I wasn't too concerned with continuity. It fit into the story, and it was based on things I knew would happen in the story, but the details weren't so caught up. But now I've written a lot more of the book, so I'm a little more aware of certain details, and I realized the way I had the scene written just felt so perfect and intentional and just impactful. And I was messing it up because I was trying to add little details. For example, like there's this phone call that happens between my main character Sawyer's best friend and somebody else. And before, the phone call was like really short and punchy, and I feel like it got the vibe across. But then I was like, okay, I need this phone call at this point to kind of develop the relationship a little bit more. And so to do that, I was making it longer and worse. I don't know, like I was trying to figure out the balance between making the scene fit into the story as it is now and keeping the beauty of the original version. And I basically decided I'm kind of going to find other places to develop the things that I want to develop instead of ruining the scene. Basically, I'm choosing to make the scene like something I love rather than making the scene a tool. But I'll still do the things that need to be done, just like not in this scene, because I like the scene better the way it was. But yeah, that was scary. I just filmed a clip and my butthole was pretty much out, so I'm gonna try again. It's coming on Christmas, down trees. I wish I had a river I could sail away on. You know, now the audio sounds like this, but I think you understand my circumstances. Let me just say what I wanted to say. It's not even that important. Okay, so last night I was drunk and I was falling asleep, and I thought of a really good idea for I guess I don't have anything that I'm calling this idea. If you saw my video where I went on a cruise and I was writing, and I thought of this really interesting literary fiction book idea. It's speculative, and I don't know what I'm gonna share about it here because the concept is really potentially marketable, or not even like marketable, but it's just really interesting. And yeah, so I'll figure out how I'm gonna talk about it on this channel later. But I thought of this cool thing I wanted to put at the beginning of that book, and it was partially inspired by my brilliant friend. At the beginning of this book, there's an index of characters. There's a little bit of personality and voice in that index. So yeah, I was kind of inspired by that, but it's not anything like that necessarily. I mean, kind of. It's kind of like a guide I want to put at the beginning of the book, and it's a little bit of world building, but it's also funny. And yeah, I really liked the idea. So I fell asleep really drunk and happy because I was like, this is so exciting. And then I came home today and I worked on it for like 45 minutes. And I really like how it's turning out, or how I think it's going to turn out. I think it's a really strong start for the book. So I was excited. So I'm not switching projects. I just had a drunk thought. So yeah, I'm not going to work on the shark book today. Even while I was writing, like I was physically typing, I was like, I'm not even writing today. I'm such a bum. Like I'm not even getting anything done today. But like it's fine. That's gonna come in handy later, the thing that I wrote. And it's good that I got it out now while the inspiration is fresh, so that I kind of like, it turns out right in the end. But yeah, I really want to finish the shark book, and I didn't make any progress on that today, but like I'll just do it tomorrow. It doesn't like really matter. if you can't love me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Real ones remember this era. I just realized this like doesn't change the audio at all. Like my replacement part for my iPhone, for my microphone, is coming tomorrow. So thank you, Jeff. I'm gonna wrap up the vlog because it's cursed. Okay, so last night as I was falling asleep, I have anxiety, fun fact, and so I was just spiraling in the middle of the night because I was like, what if someone writes my other literary fiction book before I get to write it? And then I don't get to write it. So I need to switch to that project because I need to hurry up and get that done. Of course, in the clarity of day, I don't think that's correct and I'm not going to do that. But it's just different because with my book right now, the shark book, like someone else could write a book about shark divers, but it's like, it wouldn't be my book. Like my book could stand alone. But the other literary fiction book idea that I have is very like, the premise can only be done once. It shouldn't even be done once. So like, let alone twice, you know? So if someone gets to it before me, I can't do it. But then I was like, no one would think of this. But yeah, just wanted to share. I know it's relatable. I know I'm relatable. But yeah, I've heard other people talk about how like, it's really scary to think that someone could steal your idea because it does happen. And not steal, but just like get it done before you do. But too bad. I mean, what am I gonna do? Kill myself? Yeah, so I was working on the shark book today, and what did I do? The scene I was talking about, the midpoint, I was working on it, and even though I was talking in I think my intro clip or like some clip, how I wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally make it longer and worse, it was kind of still getting longer. And for a little bit there, I was like, oh, this is actually good, because if you saw my last video, I'm pretty worried that my book is not gonna be the length of a book. So I was like, the more words, the better, let's go. And then I had to talk myself down, and I was like, this is not a vignette. I'm writing my book in vignette style. And I was like, this is just a scene, and it's not even good. So I changed it to a vignette, and I really, really love it. It's like 600 words. It's not done yet. This is just the first part of the midpoint, and there's like a couple other parts. So it is still longer, and I think it's good because I needed to flesh certain things out, but it's not dragging anymore. It's definitely still a vignette. Oh, I've been reading My Brilliant Friend, and it's been inspiring me. And another book that does the thing I'm about to talk about is Flesh by David Saloy, which is like, oh my god. Something they do during a scene that just makes it quicker and also makes it feel more real is they will summarize conversation in narrative instead of like having every single line spoken. And I love doing that because sometimes there's a certain idea that I want to express, and for it to sound like a real person saying it, it would have to be so wordy and so many back and forths, and sometimes it's just so much easier to be like, and then she explained this, and then you just like explain the concept and move on. And it just like mixing actual dialogue with narrative summary of dialogue is so helpful. And yeah, I've just been loving that. So I've been doing that in this scene to make sure I'm still explaining everything, but it's not dragging. It's not totally done, but I'm so tired. So I'm gonna finish it tomorrow. It's like almost there. And then I'm gonna do the rest of the midpoint, and I really like it. Something I'm doing, and I've talked about this before, but my main character Sawyer's best friend, I have this tendency to make him perfect, and he's not perfect, and he also like changes throughout the story. And at this point, basically I was having him be like really extremely selfless, which he is a very selfless character, but I changed it. I added a little bit, it's in his point of view, and I added a little bit of internal thoughts. I'm tired, I don't know what it's called. And like I just made him a little more like annoyed and kind of over it. And I really like it because I want him to feel like a real person. Yeah, I feel like there was something else maybe I want to say, but you know, you'll just have to wait till the next vlog because I can't think of it right now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following the journey of my audio and of my writing. And I'm in love with you. Okay, good night. Bye.